What's up? It's Joshua and it's story time. So, right in the third day of the year, I had two vehicles, and one day where the guest or person, renter, did not want to bring the vehicle back. Mind blowing, right? So it's like, what do you do? So if you're an all-star host or a Turo host, a lot of us all-star hosts, we have trackers on all our vehicles. If it's not the tracker, it's the kill switch. So I take a look at the map. I was like, okay, car's still in the city. So let's start with the Jetta, the Volkswagen. So the day before, this lady messages me like, hey, I need the car for a few more hours. Is it okay if I extend the trip? Not knowing that she already tried to extend the trip. You know, this is just like an automatic reply to me, like, yeah, sure, of course you can, as long as you want. And then I go back and look. I was like, well, my wife had told me. She's like, someone's already got the car booked, literally like 2 hours after he's supposed to bring it back. So reach back to the guest. I'm like, hey, unfortunately, the car is already booked for another guest. But I do have another vehicle that I can swap it out with you today if you like. So she started going back and forth and stuff. And I don't like to switch out cars with a new guest, because if you're like me, I'm a planner. And when I plan to go out of town and I pick a certain car, it's because I prefer that certain type of vehicle, whether it be for the gas, the size of the vehicle, or just how the car rides. Or you could have the same car back at home. You know what? I feel more comfortable driving the exact same car that I have. So with that, I was like, yeah, you can swap out the vehicle or whatnot. So just a lot back and forth. I told her like, hey, call Turo support. They'll give you a solution. So she called them, they called me, and the same solution they came up with was give her the other car. But when she kept saying no, I knew there was an issue, and her pockets was funny. So I told her, hey, you gotta bring the car in or whatnot. 8 in the morning. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to swap out the car. If you're gonna swap out the car, you gotta park the vehicle back where you received it. So the next day, she's supposed to return at 8 o'clock in the morning. And the next reservation is like 10:30, 11. Shoot, this is my dog walking out in the street. Get. 10:30, 11. So 8 o'clock passed. I got automated messaging. Message goes out, nothing. Send another message, nothing. I call, no response. I was like, okay. So now I gotta call Turo support. And I gotta scramble and get this car that's not ready, because the other car is gonna give them just came back from another trip, and I gotta take it to her. So I'm on the phone with Turo, and then in the midst of that, someone books the car that I was gonna give to this guest that is carless. So now Turo has to go in the system and cancel the booking that someone just booked and transfer to the person that originally had the Jetta. So now it's like, oh man, I'm out of some money, off top, because of this guest that just was being stubborn and didn't want to bring the car back. So I'm gonna cut this story quick. I get the person without a car, the other vehicle that's available. The person with the Jetta holds this car hostage until it's like 8 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, now talking to my wife, I'm like, I'm just gonna have to pull up on him. So I called one of my homeboys. I was like, look, I got 2 cars that are out. People are holding hostage. I'll save the other car story for story time too. So I'll give you that tomorrow. But I called my homeboy up. I'm like, all right, 2 people got 2 of my cars. They're holding hostage. I know exactly where we're at. We're gonna have to pull up on them and pull a repo. And if you're in Georgia, if you're in Atlanta, everybody's strapped, meaning including me. I got the big boy guns. So, not to say that I wanted something to happen, but you always gotta be prepared. But in any case, I tell my wife, she's like, hold on, let me try to call them one last time, see if they're gonna answer the phone. And the person with the Jetta answers the phone. And they're like, okay, I'm returning the vehicle now. I'm like, all right, because I was about to roll up on you. So after they return the vehicle, in the midst of that, I had already informed Turo, and it's like it's a form you can fill out in the app. It's like late return or late return vehicle has not returned. So once you put that in there, then they're notified. They know on the back end, and then they reach out to the guest as well. Whether the guest answers or not, it is what it is. So after they return the vehicle, I document the time. I called Turo the next morning, but yeah, as I was saying, here comes the fees. So I talked to Turo. I was like, so how much is it gonna cost this, or how much are y'all gonna be able to charge? Because this person brought this car in like about 12 hours late. So they tallied it up, and it was a little over $100. I'm like, okay, a little over $100. I guess that's fair. Because I'm like, if they actually just swapped out the vehicle, it would have been like $40. It would have been like $40. So on top of that, they were trying to be smart, ignorant, whatever you want to call it. And they left the car on E. So I was like, okay. So with Turo, if you do not put the gas back where it is, you get a $10 service fee. So because the car, wherever the car was, I filled it up. It was like $40 and charged them $10. So overall it ended up being like $150 or something. And I guess it accommodated for, minus the gas, it kind of accommodated for the booking that I had to cancel. But yeah, so just one of them stories. And this is like one of the first time it happened to me. And it's crazy because it was like 2 cars same day where people were playing. So I'll give the story about the other car tomorrow. But I have almost 600 trips on Turo. This is year 2. Going in year 2. So, it's like a 1-2% chance that somebody just tries you or tries to do some scam and stuff and take your car. But, just be prepared. Even if you think you're prepared, be prepared. All right, let's get it.